From Channel 3, coverage you can count on. And now, Jed Mescott, Kirsten Gum, and meteorologist David Glenn. This is Channel 3 Eyewitness News Today.
And we're glad to have you watching Eyewitness News Today. The second half, it is Friday, September the 12th. It is Friday, and a terrific weekend is planned. Here's David Glenn with all the details and some great calls for Dr. White last night.
Yeah, a lot of calls.
Really impressed.
Yeah.
Good information to pass along. Hey, this half hour, we're going to talk about computer-friendly and how your preschoolers can get prepared for the computer age. And I would love to be in that class since I know very little about computers.
Well, it's like our almost 2-year-old. He just goes crazy with the mouse.
It's great.
I don't think he knows what he's doing, but he clicks the mouse. And I think one time he did dial the online service.
Yes.
I don't know how he did it. But
way to go, Jack.
We need to make it harder for them to do that. Let's take a look right now at the current temperatures outside. A beautiful morning it is. Skies are clear right now. Not as much fog. In fact, the humidity is lower. The atmosphere is dried out, so we're really not seeing as much widespread fog out there, but some isolated pockets of fog may be out there. 50 showing up from Fort Payne. They're the coolest at 56, 57 at Dayton, Athens, and Murphy, 62 in Dalton, 60 here in the city. Quick look at the satellite picture shows you all the clouds moving off to the east as high pressure builds in out of Illinois. It is drying things out, so we're going to see clear skies, a lot of sunshine, and temperatures fairly nice for this time of year. Here's your 5-day forecast. 82 degrees will be the high for later on today. Probably reach the mid-80s for tomorrow and Sunday under a partly sunny to sunny sky. The next chance of rain probably not until Monday and Tuesday, and I really don't think the best chance will come until Tuesday. We'll have more on the weather planner for today and talk about tonight's Friday Night Football forecast, and we'll show you Hurricane Linda. Not in the Atlantic, but in the Pacific.
All right, Kirsten is off today, but we've got a lot of news to pass along. Some Etowah City parents say the school's free labor could really cost them in the long run. The Etowah, Tennessee City School System uses nonviolent convicted felons from the county jail to keep the schools clean and repaired. Ryan Owens has a look at this ongoing controversy.
A lot of the rooms have been painted, as you can see back through there.
Principal Alice Fouts is a proud tour guide through the halls of her school. It's more than 20 years old. That's 2 decades of student wear and tear that the principal says has almost been reversed by a few months of prison labor.
They have saved us many hundreds of dollars by doing this, dollars we didn't have.
A new paint job isn't all. Just look outside.
The guys have been, you know, doing the digging here, the building of the decks and so forth.
2 portable buildings with 4 new classrooms.
We were in the library the first week of school, on the floor, stretched out, things everywhere, and we wouldn't have a place to be right now if it weren't for them.
Most parents are happy with the inmates' work, but some don't understand why they're allowed to leave the jailhouse for the schoolhouse while the kids are in class.
Let's have them do it away from the children, just be on the safe side.
Tim Barker and his wife came to this school meeting to convince administrators to allow prisoners on campus only after students are gone. But the principal says the nonviolent offenders are a big help to the school's maintenance staff of 2.
We have tried to get the parents involved, the community, and I really feel like if we had more help from the community, we wouldn't have had to resort to this.
Parents say schools shouldn't resort to anything that could endanger students.
I just don't want any harm to come to my child or to any other child. I don't want to have to be talking to WRCB TV concerning a child that was possibly harmed in some way.
Those parents did not get very far with their arguments last night. School leaders told parents that they would have to make an appointment with the superintendent to get the prisoner policy changed. A father is in jail this morning charged with shooting his own son. It happened last night on Whitwell Mountain around 8 o'clock. Police say Harvey Nolan shot his son in the back. Police believe they were arguing, but have not said what that argument was about. 26-year-old Harvey Nolan Jr. was rushed to the hospital. His condition is not known. The father is charged with aggravated assault. Meanwhile, the city manager of East Ridge will step into his new office today. That is the new city manager. The appointment of Jen Monroe came as a surprise to some council members last night because the issue wasn't on the agenda. But others say Mr. Monroe's just what the city needs. East Ridge has been without a permanent city manager since Mike Nettles was fired earlier this year. A state audit revealed several problems with the city's finances, but Monroe plans to put all the controversy behind him. He says he'll run things differently.
Nobody's going to be privy to any information that anybody else is not. I don't know what all has gone on specifically. I just know how I operate. Each council member will receive the same information.
Monroe's contract has not been written, but it will be reportedly for 1 year at $60,000 and then renegotiated after that. People owing the county money for speeding tickets, court costs, and fines, they better pay up soon. The Delinquent Collection Division has recently hired more people, and they are determined to collect unpaid fines all over Hamilton County. Nearly 1,000 letters go out to delinquents every month, and the department pulls in $20,000 to $40,000 every 30 days. It's a wealth of money just there for the taking.
It wouldn't surprise me if it were 15 million. It wouldn't surprise me if it were, 5 million. It's hard to tell. Our computer records only go back until the mid-'80s.
The hiring of former Red Bank Police Chief Ronnie Dodd in that department should speed things up a bit. His police and computer background are expected to be extremely helpful to that department. And there will be a little extra cash for people insured by State Farm in Tennessee. State Farm says the cost of insuring motorists in Tennessee dropped below their projections last year, so they're passing the savings back to policyholders. From now until November, State Farm will issue the checks, which will average about $10 per person. It is 6:37, and you're up to date on the local level. Here's what's happening now around the world. President Clinton's national security advisor testified before the Senate committee investigating campaign fundraising yesterday. Sandy Berger said he has no knowledge of certain questionable figures visiting the White House during the 1996 campaign. He also said there were no adverse effects on policy when overseas donors gained White House access. The White House says the president is standing behind his nominee for ambassador to Mexico, despite pressure from Republicans to withdraw the nomination of William Weld for the position. Teamsters President Ron Carey may be allowed to run in a new union election. An elections officer says she may consider new evidence in his favor. And more on those stories at 7 o'clock on the Today Show. Now a quick check on what's happening in the world of sports. Last night, a new coach for Vanderbilt still did not get them a win against Alabama. The 15th-ranked Crimson Tide beat Vanderbilt 20-0 last night in Nashville. Bama now has 13 straight wins over the Commodores. A rules misinterpretation has led to a forfeit of last week's Marion County High School victory over Meigs County. Marion County High Principal Johnny Grimes says the school administration thought a special teams player could play when they re-examined the rules last week, but they used misinformation about the rule, and now the Warriors are 0-2 on the year. Attorneys for Pete Rose have talked with attorneys for Major League Baseball about possibly reinstating Rose after this season. That would make Rose eligible for baseball's Hall of Fame. Rose spent 24 years in the majors, but was banned from baseball for life in 1989 following an investigation into his gambling habits. No agreement was met. Well, the Mocs just have a few games left at Chamberlain Field before the Finley Stadium era begins. Another era will begin there as well, potty parity. Beginning with Max Finley Stadium, a woman's agonizing wait will be shortened. Under legislation passed last year, all new or renovated buildings that regularly hold public events will fall under the potty parity rule. Tennessee is one of 7 states requiring buildings to have more toilets for women than for men. The Tennessee ratio is 2-1. It is 6:40. It's time for a check on traffic. Go to the bathroom before you head out there. Good morning, Mr. Deal.
Good morning. Wow, what a story. Hey, listen, we don't have any accidents to tell you about this morning, so that's the good news. So drive safely this morning. Let's keep it that way. And I want to remind you to get the latest traffic updates as you do head into work this morning. Just stay tuned to WGOW AM and FM. And for Eyewitness News Today, I'm Mike Deal.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. It is 6:39, and here's David with a look at the weather. CJ Cumbie, happy 13th birthday, and Andy Nintwig, happy birthday to you from Hickson, Tennessee.
Yeah, happy
Hope it's going to be a good year. Potty parity, buddy.
It's actually called in the legislature the potty parity.
Big article, front page of the Chattanooga Times.
You think it'd come out with some big name or something?
Potty parity.
I guess make it simple.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And make it quick, because it's time, buddy.
Yes. Let's go take a look right now at the weather planner, and oh boy, partly sunny to sunny skies are on tap for today. Temperatures will be rising to the low 80s by this afternoon. It's a little cool outside this morning with temperatures in the upper 50s to around 60, so you might need a light jacket, but definitely shorts are in store for this afternoon. Coming up next, we'll tell you how long this nice weather is going to be lasting, when our next chance for rain will be. That's all next in my 5-day forecast.